It's time now for a look latest in local news. In the news, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, along with the GBI, currently investigating the first murder of the year 2021 in the county. As on Wednesday, the Sheriff's Department was called to a home on Oglethorpe Road for a report of shots fired. Once they arrived, they found 31-year-old Jerry Davis deceased inside his residence. The address is 2695 Oglethorpe Road. Sheriff's Department and GBI asking anyone with information, simply call the Wayne County Sheriff's Department at 427-5970 or the GBI at 912-729-6198. And the case is being investigated by the GBI and the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. 31-year-old Jerry Davis, again, found dead in his home on Oglethorpe Road. Again, the address 2695. They ask if anyone has any information about the shooting to call the Sheriff's Department at 427-5970 or again the GBI at 912-729-6198. This weekend, normally there are a lot of activities to celebrate Martin Luther King Day, which is a national holiday this Monday. But due to the pandemic, all the activities such as a parade and other community activities have been canceled this year due to safety concerns. They state they hope to have all those activities next year. Once again, all programs and the parade this year have been canceled. Students and teachers in Wayne County get the holiday off. Many businesses will be closed, as well as on Monday, January 18th, Martin Luther King Day. Crews are preparing to slice the next section of the Golden Array down off of St. Simons next week. This will be the third cut of 7, which will take place. This third cut will rip through the engine room of the capsized ship. U.S. Coast Guard Command Center is overseeing the project. U.S. Coast Guard Commander Efren Lopez says they have protection barriers and a pollution response team in place for months, and they state it has paid off with swift response to the product released from the wreckage during the lift. John Maddox with the Georgia DNR Coastal Resource Division says they have shoreline teams out every day attempting to keep the beaches and marshes clear of debris and other impacts. He says a rigorous environmental monitoring system and programs in place, including water quality monitoring and wildlife survey is in place to ensure the continued health of St. Simons Island. Altamont River Keepers are also monitoring the cleanup of the Golden Array. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, in the state capitol Thursday, Governor Brian Kemp gave the annual State of the State address, delivering a socially distanced speech to hundreds of lawmakers scattered across 3 rooms. During his speech, he endorsed significant reforms to the state's citizens arrest law, a more than 150-year-old statute that came under criticism after the 2020 death of Ahmaud Arbery. He also proposed a one-time $1,000 payment to public school teachers and education workers, and he defended his efforts to fight a coronavirus pandemic. This claimed the lives of more than 10,500 Georgians. Kemp said, quote, "It's time to put our differences aside, put 2020 in the rearview mirror. Let's stand together as Georgians and clear the destruction caused by the storms of life. Let's clear away the conspiracy theories and the division. Let's focus on the bountiful harvest to come," end quote. Absent from his speech was the topic of an overhaul of voting laws in the state, although this week in an AJC interview he unequivocally endorsed adding a photo ID requirement for absentee ballots. Kemp says his focus for the state is to look ahead and not backwards. He says as we begin a new year, a new legislative session, there are some who want to look to the past, assign blame, settle old scores, and relitigate 2020. He says today, I think we should take the advice of those wise farmers. Let's clear the fields and start planning. One of the most significant developments in the speech was the governor's support to rewrite the law enacted in the 1800s that allows citizens to arrest people they believe to be committing a crime. Critics of the law say it has been disproportionately invoked to justify the killings of black victims, which was highlighted last year with the shooting death in Brunswick of Ahmaud Arbery in February. Arbery was shot and killed after he was chased by 3 white men who falsely claimed he was robbing a house that was under construction, and the men were not initially charged as the citizen's arrest law was cited until the video was released, and all 3 men now face murder charges. Calling Arbery the victim of a vigilant style of violence, Kemp says his administration plans to overhaul the antiquated law that he says is rife for abuse and enables sinister and evil motives. Kemp says we can send a clear message, Georgia state that prosecutes all people and fights injustice wherever it is found. Already Kemp's comments being criticized across the hall in the Georgia Senate. Republican State Senator Tyler Harper shook his head in disagreement, and Fair Fight, an advocacy group founded by Stacey Abrams, released a statement within minutes saying that revamping the racist law isn't enough. The group says the law must be repealed in its entirety, not simply reformed. The revering theme of the governor's speech was the challenges of fighting this pandemic. He encouraged people to get the vaccine. So far, the state 283,000 Georgians have received the vaccine. Kemp says that is 283,000 reasons for hope and optimism. He says we'll get through this, and he says we'll get there together. Reminder, we'll be checking in with our local state representatives all next week and all during the session. Again, Mondays with Meeks with State Representative Stephen Meeks, Tuesdays with Tillery with State Senator Blake Tillery, and Wednesdays with Werkheiser, State Representative Bill Werkheiser. Again, that's all next week and all during the entire session in Atlanta. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final note in the news, both the Wayne County Board of Education and the Jesup City Commissioners have meetings set for next week on Tuesday, January the 19th. School Board will meet at 3 p.m., and they will immediately go into executive session for the purpose of reviewing the applications for the position of school superintendent. They state they have 29 applicants in all. The board will begin the process of narrowing the field down to the final 3, which will then be made public. Chairman Nick Ellis has set a target date of February 26th of having the list of 3 finalists. Current school superintendent Jay Brinson retiring at the end of the month of March, so the board in the process of seeking the person who will fill that position. Once again, that meeting is set for Tuesday, 3 p.m. at the Tech Center. City of Jesup Commissioners had their meeting this week canceled, so they've rescheduled it for this coming Tuesday at 5 p.m. at Cracker Williams. Some of the items on the city agenda: approval of the cemetery maintenance contract, also approval of a call for a city election, as Attorney Michael Connor has it on the agenda as the city gears up for elections this year. Also on the agenda, approval of the Wayne County Joint Comprehensive Plan resolution. The board set to meet Tuesday at Cracker Williams at 5 p.m. That's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan said, have a great day.